Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Alrighty, a few things. Also follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance on YouTube. Okay, a few things. I may not be doing as many videos in the coming weeks and months ahead. I'm going to be back in the office, a couple days a week. So I'll have to see if I can even post these videos during the day. I could do it on my phone, but it'll drain a lot of battery. Regardless, the thing is that I wanted to look at comps because a subscriber of mine asked me to do a video and he said they're false comps and stuff about all these applications out there. And I'll chime in and I want to ask you guys, what do you think about these software services? Do you think that it's useless now? Do you think there's any benefit to this when you could actually look at the data in various ways and it's free? I'm just asking a question. There's no right or wrong answer. Just like some people had different opinions than me in the community discussion. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's more about dialogue rather than, just being in your own silo. Now, in regards to not fake comps, but in regards to the comps, I remember a few years ago, before all these applications were being marketed out to everybody on YouTube and elsewhere, I was able to look at some free data out there and I just researched, okay, this card seems at an appropriate value. I don't see too much hype in sports cards, so I decided to take a gamble. I was buying some Brady rookies, like I said, some of them 5x, 6x. Once again, that's a great return if you're looking at it compared to the S&P 500 returns, stock market returns. I was able to take $100 cards, turn into $3,000 cards. So what? Over $2,400, 2,400% return. Those returns are unreal. And that's why I'm really hesitant in putting tons of money in sports cards. Anyone, people watching, you could do whatever you want. And if I'm going to be putting money in a card, it has to be at a distressed value. And the thing is that the guys selling these subscription services, their job is to make money, right? In a down market and in an up market. MTG Lion discusses this in one of his videos, the YouTube channel, MTG Lion. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that is the case. They don't care if the market goes up or down. They're about being positive, right? And it's not just one market app, it's multiple people that are involved in the subscription-based services. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, all these products came out in 2020 while the boom happened. And a lot of people during that time actually, in the short run, they made money, but in the long run, a lot of them actually lost money. All of the buying pressure was during the boom, and they kept buying and buying, buying, and then suddenly this flipping game came to a halt 1 year ago in March, right when PSA shut down its services. So I'm thinking to myself, just for me, right? What's the point of me paying for these subscription based services when a couple years ago I was able to look at this data for free and I was able to find potential Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers and buy their cards at that time? There was no hype in sports cards at that moment. Yeah, it was slowly appreciating some of these cards, but it was a functional market. There weren't that many YouTube channels out there. And the thing is, now we have all of this data out there, and people, in my opinion, are trying to use these applications like it's the stock market. And guess what? It's not the stock market. You have to remember the stock market has plenty of liquidity. The number one thing I think most people don't get about collectibles is that the collectibles industry is illiquid. Now, some people may say that the liquidity depends on the card. Comparatively speaking, sure, why not? But I'm just thinking to myself, why, if the market has gone like crazy and I made decent returns, why, first of all, would I want to use an app to try to figure out all these prices when, just mathematically speaking, I mean, if you make 2,400% on return on a card, I don't expect to make 2,400% the next time around. I don't expect to make even 3x on some of these cards. I'll be happy with a return better than the S&P if I'm buying a card, like 20% a year. That's how it used to be, slow, steady returns. And now, in my opinion, we have all of this marketing hype that, hey, this is sports cards. This sports cards is like the stock market, and on top of that, you could find your next Apple stock, you could find your next Tesla stock, and anyone criticizing this is considered negative. It's not good for the community. It's not good for the hobby, and you're going to be a pariah if you speak the way that I speak, and I'm not going to be promoted, or you're not going to be promoted because I don't toe the line. I think for myself. And the thing is that all of these companies that are selling you products, they're about positivity. Even if they don't have apps, they're talking about positivity, right? Are they just saying, hey, be positive so they could sell you this subscription service that they have? I'm just asking. Now, if I were leading these companies, what I would say is that, hey, look, we have plenty of volatility in markets. Markets can't go up in a straight line. However, here is this data set that you could use as a price reference. And we just made it a one-stop shop rather than, you going to multiple places, and if you are aggressively investing in cards, this is the place to go. That's how I'd market it. Not by saying, "Oh, you're negative," or "You have to be positive, and if you're not positive, you should be kicked out of the community." Whatever is being said. I mean, I saw one video making an indirect jab at me, but regardless, I mean, if they're getting paid, if they're getting paid off, I mean, what do you expect? But regardless, if you're just looking at it, all of this data points, it doesn't include cash-based transactions. So you could say that, okay, if you're going to a show, I mean, what are they selling the card underneath? The values that you see on some of these applications. Is it 10%, 15%? I mean, one time I negotiated a mantle card in 2018. I was able to get about 10% less. 10% less than what the perceived market value online was. So, yeah, in my opinion, you could just look at the eBay sales, in my opinion, if you're just trying to find a price reference. Okay, for instance, I want to buy this Jeter card, right? This PSA 9, that's on my wish list. I still think it's overpriced. But at the same time, I could just look at a bunch of sales. I don't need to pay for any service, right? I don't know. That's just my thing. I think some people view this as the stock market and they're looking at it, but there's no liquidity. When you have a liquidity crunch, it doesn't matter what market it is. Go to 2008 liquidity crunch. They had the problem with mark-to-market accounting. If you want to look at, I showed you an article from the 1980s where there wasn't too much liquidity. And you had these collectibles go down 80%. Heck, in a bull market, a so-called bull market, we've had the Fleer 86 Jordan card go down, 60, 70%. I just don't understand the notion that you could treat sports cards like the stock market when there isn't too much liquidity. Yeah, I talk about stock market concepts. Yeah, I try to figure out, hey, when's a better time to buy? Better time to buy is when no one else is looking at it. I'd rather, in my opinion, be indexing in the S&P 500 the next 1 to 2 years rather than aggressively buying sports cards. That's just my own thing, not investment advice. But anyways, that's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think about all this. Anyways, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thanks. Bye.